Alright, so welcome to the Humber College Student Learning Services. We are the Math and Writing Center, and the video for today we're going to mainly talk about the chain rule. Okay, so what is a chain rule? So to differentiate a composite function, it consists of an outer function and an inner function, and the chain rule says to differentiate the outer function with respect to the inner function and then multiply by the derivative of the inner function. Okay, so this is kind of wordy. To put it in terms of symbols so it's more clear, it says that given two differentiable functions gx and hx, the derivative of this composite function, which is g of h of x, and this derivative is equal to the g prime with the input of hx, and then we multiply by the derivative of hx. Okay, so this is a bit hard to look at the first glance, but let's just work with some examples so that you can get used to it. Okay, so let's look at this function. Fx is equal to 3x minus 5 to the power of 4. Okay, so we can see that the inner function, there's a 3x minus 5, and the outer function is the function x to the 4. Okay, the x to the 4. Right, so to differentiate this, we use the power rule for x to the 4, which is 4, the thing inside, to the 3, and then multiply by the derivative of the thing inside, the derivative of 3x minus 5, which is 3. And then it will be equal to 12 times 3x minus 5 to the 3. Okay, and let's look at gx. It is the square root of 4 minus x squared. And this function, 4 minus x squared, you can rewrite this as 4 minus x squared, but the whole thing to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2. Okay, so you use the product rule, right? You drop the power, and the thing inside to 1 minus 1 over 2, 1 over 2 minus 1, right, which is negative 1 over 2, and then multiply by the derivative thing inside, which is negative 2x, and then you simplify it equals to this. Okay? Now, we have a more complicated example, hx, which is this. Okay, so maybe stare at it first and then think about how to differentiate this. To do this, we will need the chain rule and the product rule, right? Because this times this, right? At most, it is actually the product of two functions. And then to differentiate each thing, we have to use the chain rule, right? So to differentiate this, we see that the product rule says that the derivative of the first times the second. So I just move the second down here, right? And then the derivative of the second times the first. And the first I moved here. And here's the addition sign, right? So the derivative of the first, which is 4 times the thing inside to the 3, times this, which is 2x, right? The derivative is 2x, and then plus the derivative of this thing, which is 3 of 4x minus 5 to the 2, times the derivative of the thing inside, which is 4, right? And then times the first, right? And then for the rest, it's just dirty work of algebra by simplifying the expression, which I will not spend time on this. The key idea for this video is to recognize the chain rule and apply it, right? And then finally, let's try something more advanced. Okay, higher order chain rule example. So we have sine of 3x plus 2 to the 5. So you can see that there are 3 chains, right? The first chain is sine x. The second chain is x5, and most inside is 3x plus 2. So there are 3 chains, right? So this derivative will be equal to what's the derivative of sine? It's cosine, right? So the cosine of the input with the thing inside, right? And times the derivative of the thing inside. Well, the derivative of 3x plus 2 to the 5 is equal to 5 times 3x plus 2 to the 4 times 3. So here we apply chain rule again, right? And then we simplify to this as a result. Okay, so I hope this video gives you an introduction to the chain rule, And yeah, I guess this is for today. Thank you so much.